fellow Stovians. It's I, Stove 180 here, and I'm going to show you how to grow a lot of vegetables in a small space using the square foot method. Square foot gardening is the practice of dividing the growing area into square foot sections, hence the name, square foot gardening. Using a growing table such as this one, you can figure out how many plants you can plant in one square. Depending on how big or small a plant will grow, you can either plant 1, 4, 9, or 16 plants to a square. This is where I'm going to grow my square foot gardening. Next to this chicken wire, so anything that needs to run up the chicken wire will be right next to it. This here is lining of a freezer. You can plant in anything. I have a vegetable garden growing in kiddie pools, and that does very well. And I also have some stuff growing in a drum barrel from a washing machine. I'm gonna fill it up with soil. You can also take your food scraps and paper and put it in a compost bin and turn it down in the soil and use that in your veggie garden. If you want me to make a video on how to make compost and how to turn it into dirt and soil, then tell me down below. Now that I have my nice, rich compost all gathered up in this pot, I'm gonna go dump it in my square foot garden. Follow 100% directly to the square foot gardening rules that you have to have special kind of mixture. I just use cow and compost, which is a mixture of manure and compost. If you use manure, you want to mix it with soil, like topsoil, so that way it doesn't burn your plants. But cow and compost is already a mixture. But if you're growing vegetables like potatoes or carrots or any other root vegetables, you don't want a lot of nitrogen in the soil. Once you get all the dirt in your garden, next you need a measuring tape, some rope or wood or whatever you're using to mark off your square foot. Okay, this one is, I already measured the first square going this way, 24 going this way, but then when you separate it, it makes it 212 sections. I'm allowed to, make mistakes. This is about 12, and this is about 12. It's not exact because these holes here do not line up. Let me do the next ones. Oh, the next one will be at 2 feet, which is 24, which would be right here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 square feet. I'm starting with celery. According to the square foot gardening table, it says about 16 could fit in one square, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 6 of them. I might put more per square later on when I get more, if I get more. So I have intact roots. And then you break it up so it could stretch out its roots into the ground. To the square foot gardening table, it says 1 cilantro per square foot, so I'm just going to put, this is 1 square foot, and I'm going to put this whole cilantro down in there. On the square foot gardening table, it says you can plant 4 flat leaf parsley in every square foot, so I'm going to put 1 here for now, near the corner, so I have room for 3 other ones, when I buy more. Next is Brussels sprouts. It said the square foot gardening table says 1 per every square foot, but this is a little bit bigger than a square foot, so I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna plant 2. I'm gonna yell here. Sounds like someone is cutting down a tree across the yard over there. So I'm gonna be loud because I need to get this done. So this is the last but not least, this is a cabbage plant, and it says only one cabbage plant per square. So here we go, and I should be good to go. All right, I'm gonna come back within a month, and we're gonna see how this looks. To me, it'll be 4 weeks. To you, it'll be instant. As you can clearly see, we have way more growth. It's way bushier over here for the celery. Brussels sprouts are growing bigger, and I definitely got more Italian parsley and planted it closer together like it suggested. So I'm having a nice full garden. But whenever I water it, I like to fertilize it with garden feeder fertilizer. You just hook up to your hose and water it. It doesn't have to be a Miracle Grow brand, but you just put the powder in there, and then the water mixes with it as you water. Or you could just put pellets in your garden, just sprinkle a little bit in there, and it slowly breaks down over time, so you don't have to fertilize it as often. And that's it. And enjoy your garden and watch it grow. This is not that big of a garden. It's not really big. And this is square foot gardening as a great technique to allow you to grow plenty of vegetables in a small space, especially if you have it on like your front porch or your back porch. It works real well. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments about this video or didn't understand something, leave it in the comments below and I will answer it there. See you in the next video I make about gardening. Gardening could be fun and easy. You know, just experiment. It's not very hard. The more you garden, the easier it gets. In my opinion, at least. I went to school and stuff for that, but anyone can garden. I promise you that. It's not rocket science.